Somewhere out there tonight, two people are opening their very first investment account. Same age, same salary, same $400 left over after rent. One of them spends the next 6 months researching the perfect stock, watching crash predictions on YouTube, and waiting for the right moment to get in. The other one buys the most boring fund in existence, sets up an automatic monthly transfer, and forgets the app is even on his phone. Fast forward 30 years. The boring one retires with over $1 million. The smart one, the one who did all the homework, read all the news, and timed all the dips, ends up with less than half of that money. Same market, same 30 years. The boring investors simply stayed in the market while the researchers spent decades standing on the sidelines. But if you're starting from scratch today, we need to be completely honest about the year you've chosen. 2026 is not a normal year. The American stock market just had 3 incredible years in a row. If you've been invested this whole time, you feel like a genius. If you're just starting, it feels objectively terrifying. This graph shows a measurement called the Shiller-Cape ratio, which compares stock prices to the actual profits companies earn, averaged over a decade. The long-term average over the last 140 years is around 17. Right now, it's sitting at 40.7. The only time that number has ever been higher was December 1999. If you know what happened to the trading floors shortly after this photo was taken, you understand why some very smart people are nervous right now. On top of that, the market is incredibly top-heavy. Just 7 companies make up more than 1/3 of the entire S&P 500. Buying today means betting massively on big tech. Because you buy expensive assets, Vanguard projects U.S. stocks will return just 3.5 to 5.5% over the next decade, not the 10% historical average. Looking at this data, the logical human response is to stay on the sidelines and wait for a crash. But history shows that acting on that instinct can lead to missing significant gains, while you wait for a bottom that may never arrive. To succeed in this environment, we need a system built to override our emotions. Let's look at what happens to your money while you wait for the right time. If it's sitting in a regular checking account, it is losing value every single day. Early 2026 saw inflation spike back to 3.8%. If your bank pays you the national average interest of 0.38%, everything you buy is getting more expensive 10 times faster than your savings are growing. After 10 years, your $10,000 will still say $10,000 on the screen, but it will only buy $7,400 worth of goods. You lost $2,600 just by standing still. Trying to time the market is even more dangerous. Over a recent 20-year stretch, a buy-and-hold investor turned $10,000 into nearly $65,000. But if you were on the sidelines and missed just the 10 best single trading days, you ended up with less than half that amount. Those best days almost always show up within 2 weeks of the worst market crashes. If you panic sell during a downturn, you are statistically guaranteed to miss the explosive rebound days that your entire long-term return depends on. This is why the playbook's first step has nothing to do with the stock market. Before you buy a single share, you must destroy your high-interest credit card debt. The average credit card balance in 2026 carries an interest rate above 20%. Paying off a 22% balance is mathematically identical to finding a guaranteed, tax-free, zero-risk 22% return on your investment. To put that in perspective, Warren Buffett averaged about 20% a year over his entire career. No fund or stock on earth can reliably beat the guaranteed yield of paying off your debt. Eliminating toxic debt and building a 3 to 6 month emergency fund in a high-yield savings account provides the psychological safety to ignore market crashes later. This buffer ensures you are never forced to sell your investments at the bottom to cover an unexpected medical bill or a car repair. Once your buffer is in place, you must route your money through the right tax buckets. 401ks and IRAs are not the investments themselves. They are just the containers that determine how much of your growth the government gets to keep. Bucket number 1 is your 401k, specifically up to the employer match. If your company matches 50 cents for every dollar you contribute, that is an instant 50% return on your money before the market even opens.
This is the only place in the entire financial system where you can get a guaranteed 50 to 100% ROI on day one. Despite that, roughly 1 in 4 workers fails to contribute enough to capture their full match, effectively donating thousands of dollars back to their employers every year. Next is bucket 2. the health savings account. The HSA is triple tax advantaged. Money goes in untaxed, grows untaxed, and comes out untaxed for medical expenses. The power move is to pay current medical bills out of pocket and let this account compound for decades, turning it into a stealth retirement fund that the IRS can't touch. After that, we fill bucket 3, the Roth IRA. With a Roth, you pay income tax on the contribution today, but you never pay taxes on the growth. For a young investor, paying tax on the seed today in exchange for taking the entire grown tree for free 40 years later is one of the most lopsided trades available. Following this specific order of operations puts you ahead of the vast majority of American investors before you have even picked a single stock. Using this sequence of tax buckets legally prevents the government from skimming your compound interest. It is the most effective way for an average earner to maximize their lifetime growth. Now that the buckets are built, we have to decide what goes inside them. To build long-term wealth, we want to move away from picking individual stocks. Look at this haystack. Historically, more than half of all stocks return less than a boring government bond over their lifetimes. All of the market's wealth is generated by a tiny minority. Just 4% of companies account for all of the stock market's net gains. You might be tempted to hire a financial advisor to find those needles for you, typically for a fee of around 1% of your total assets every year. That 1% fee sounds small, but over 30 years, it will consume a staggering amount of your wealth. This chart shows a $100,000 growing for 3 decades. The 1% fee costs you nearly $187,000 compared to a low-cost index fund. Even with those fees, roughly 90% of professional large-cap fund managers fail to beat the market over a 20-year period. The people with the terminals and research teams statistically lose to a basic list of the 500 largest companies. The solution is to buy a total market index fund. Instead of trying to find the 4% of needles, you buy the entire haystack. You'll never beat the market, but you'll never lose to it either. You simply get the market's total return. For anyone who wants to think about this for 0 additional minutes, a target date index fund handles everything. This single fund automatically holds a mix of global stocks and bonds, rebalancing itself to get safer as you approach your retirement year. It requires no oversight and charges a tiny fraction of what a professional advisor would. By embracing index funds, you capture the market's total return, which has historically outperformed roughly 9 out of 10 professional managers over the long run. This system is designed to protect your money from the human instinct to panic. Here is how you apply it today based on your specific situation. If you are carrying high-interest debt, your only mandate is to pay it off and secure a cash buffer. Do not worry about the stock market until that balance is 0. If you are a beginner who feels paralyzed, open a Roth IRA, buy a target date index fund, and set up an automatic monthly transfer. Once that's done, delete the app from your phone to avoid the temptation to check it daily. If you want to speculate on individual stocks or crypto, cap that exposure at no more than 5% of your total portfolio. That is casino money, and it must be kept separate from your actual retirement plan. Eventually, you will open your app and see that your portfolio has dropped 30%. In 2026, with valuations where they are, that day is inevitable. When that happens, remember that a 20% drop is a scheduled event, not a system failure. It happens roughly every few years and is a normal part of how the market functions. Your protocol for a crash is to change nothing. Let your automatic transfers buy shares while they are on sale and stop watching the news. The red numbers only become a real loss if you sell. Generating wealth isn't about outsmarting the global economy. It is simply the transfer of money from those who demand certainty to those who automate their boredom and refuse to flinch.